Hello everyone and welcome to our news headlines today. We will highlight several stories from around the world. Like the video, leave your comments and also share. I am Jane Nwena for Advent Broadcast Network. The South African court orders ex-president Jacob Zuma back to jail. A South African court has ruled that the country's former president Jacob Zuma should be returned to prison, saying his medical parole was unlawful. The time he has spent out of prison should not be counted in his 15-month sentence, the Pretoria court ruled. Zuma was released on 5th of September for an undisclosed medical condition. He had been jailed for failing to attend an inquiry into corruption during his presidency. The 79-year-old handed himself in to police in July after a public standoff, but his jailing, unprecedented for an ex-president, sparked violent protests and looting. More than 300 people, mostly in Zuma's stronghold of KwaZulu-Natal province, died in the protest. The former leader has testified only once at the inquiry into what has become known as the state capture. The actions were being taken on behalf of business interests through a corrupt relationship. Zuma is also facing a separate corruption and fraud trial related to a 2019 arms deal. Zuma has repeatedly said he is the victim of a political conspiracy. Prison authorities say his release on parole was compelled by a medical report, but his ailment has never been disclosed. He did, however, undergo surgery after he was imprisoned. In Hong Kong, a fire at World Trade Center leaves hundreds trapped on the roof. Around 300 people were trapped on the roof of Hong Kong's World Trade Center on Wednesday after a fire broke out. Local media reported that 13 people were injured and taken to hospital, with one woman in critical condition. Police said the fire broke out in the machine room and moved to the scaffolding surrounding the building, which is currently under renovation. Those trapped on the roof have now been rescued, with more than 1,200 people in total evacuated from the building. Those who were injured are between the age of 25 and 60, according to the South China Morning Post. Local media is reporting that a 60-year-old woman is in critical condition at Rutonji Hospital. All the shops have been vacated during the extensive renovation work, leaving only several levels of the building in operation, mostly restaurants and offices. That was reported by the South China Morning Post. The blaze at the 38-story World Trade Center on Gloucester Road was first reported at lunchtime. Among those in the building when it caught fire were Mei Ling Lai, who was having lunch at a restaurant on the 12th floor when the building caught fire. Kenya detects cases of new Omicron variant. Kenya has recorded cases of the new Omicron variant among travelers. The health minister said Mutahi Kagwe did not disclose the number of cases detected so far. The announcement comes hours after he had said there were no new variant cases in the country despite rising coronavirus cases. People have also been reporting an increase in flu cases in the country. The positivity in recent months. The total number of cases stands at 256,815 people, including 5,349 deaths. The government is calling on people to get vaccinated. A Kenyan court on Tuesday suspended the government directive to bar unvaccinated people from accessing services from 21st of December. 18 Russian migrants are found in a vehicle shot at while barreling through California border crossing. Two vehicles that attempted to speed past a California border crossing before an officer opened fire were carrying a total of 18 Russian immigrants, including young children. The use of force incident shut down several lanes at the San Ysidro port of entry for about 8 hours. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said that shortly after 9:30 p.m., a border officer spotted a Ford USV and a Mercedes sedan speeding toward the primary inspection area. The CBP officer, who inspects vehicles before they reach the primary inspection, fired 4 rounds and struck the Mercedes, which then slammed into the SUV after it abruptly stopped. The gunshots did not hit anyone. However, 2 of the occupants in the Mercedes sedan suffered minor head contusions. In the 2 vehicles were 18 undocumented immigrants from Russia, 12 in the SUV and 6 in the car, including children younger than a year old. The adults were between 21 and 53 years old, and the oldest child was 14. The drivers of both vehicles were men, both in their 20s, and have been arrested and face charges of bringing in and harboring certain non-citizens. A British Kenyan makes history at Oxford University. A Kenyan-born academic has become the youngest black professor at the UK's prestigious Oxford University, the educational institution says. Patricia King'ori is also one of the youngest women to ever be awarded a full professorship in Oxford's 925-year history. Professor King'ori, a sociologist who specializes in the experience of frontline health workers, expressed gratitude about the appointment. She has also advised several global organizations, including the WHO, Save the Children, and Medicine Sans Frontiers. Ms. King'ori, who was raised on the Caribbean islands of St. Kitts, according to a local news source, has been described as a trailblazer and a woman of fasts by the university's Somerville College. As of January of 2021, only 155 out of more than 23,000 university professors in the UK were black, according to official figures. In Houston, a 7-year-old girl died at a hospital days after a hit-and-run accident in the Greater Hope area. A 7-year-old girl died at a hospital after being involved in a crash in the Greater Hope area. The preliminary reports showed that the girl was a passenger in a white Dodge Dart that was heading northbound on Cullen Boulevard at around 8 p.m. on Saturday. At that point of time, a black Ford F-150 pickup traveling westbound on Schooner Road went through a stop sign and collided with the car. The girl was rushed to Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center with major injuries. She succumbed to her injuries on Monday night. Her identity remains undisclosed at this time. The Dart driver and a 7-year-old passenger were taken to an area hospital in stable condition. The pickup driver, a man, and 2 other passengers left the crash scene. No other details are available. The incident remains under active review. Thank you for staying tuned to the end. I'm looking forward to seeing you again at Advent Broadcast Network. It has been my absolute pleasure, and I have been your host for today, Jane Mwena.